look into your eyes, it's like watching the night sky or a beautiful sunrise. Well, there's so much they hold, and just like them old stars, see that you've come so far to be right where you are. How old is your soul?
I was brought up in Ocala, Florida, raised Catholic, and did everything I was supposed to do. Went through First Communion, did the confirmation like everybody else, but essentially had no desire to know more about God. So I sat in the Catholic Church for about 20 years, completely void and completely uninterested in learning more about God. I hated church, and my opinion was that I thought it was an enormous waste of my time.
I was brought up in a Catholic church as well. I went to Catholic school for 13 years, and I was a good little Catholic schoolgirl during the day. The first time I introduced Mike to my mom, it was to say, "Hey Mom, you're going to be a grandma." Needless to say, she wasn't very happy about that, and that started out our life together. I moved to Florida and immediately started to become very depressed. It's very hard to make friends in a Catholic community when you're the pregnant girlfriend. So it was a really hard struggle for me the first couple years we were together. I started working away from home on the weekends and drinking a lot. I drank to the point where I couldn't remember who I was or where I was or what I was doing, and I didn't care.
I had no career ambition, and essentially ignoring my wife, you know, the one person that I vowed really never to ignore, and tons of fighting, tons of arguing, no income. It wasn't that it was tight, it was sparse. There was nothing. And although I knew that, you know, God existed, for 20 years church being a waste of my time, I had no idea how to reach out. And so with a marriage hanging on by a thread and a toddler, my way was obviously not working. There was I think it was the first morning we were in the apartment, and Stephanie was like, "Okay, we need to go to church." And I was like, "Oh, well, we're starting up a box. I just figured we'd probably kind of skip it, and that'd be fine with me." And we were bumming internet from someone else in the apartment complex, because I know none of you have ever done that. And Christ Church was the first in Google to pop up.
It was, I got several churches, but it was the only address that would give me directions to. And I had this feeling that morning that, not the feeling of, oh my gosh, the nuns are going to yell at me, I'm not going to go to heaven because I'm not going to church, but I had this emptiness inside. And I knew that Sunday that we were in such a place that only something bigger than us could help us, and we needed to be somewhere where God's love was, and that was the only thing that I could think of. We needed to go to church this morning.
Well, I won't give up on us, even if the skies get rough. I'm giving you all my love, I'm still looking up.
So we went to church. I remember a couple things. I remember the first person to greet us was Julie, and I remember when we left the church, Stephanie looked over and she said, "What do you think about that church? I thought it was nice." And I said, "I think we should keep looking," which really meant, like, I still wasn't sold on it.
Pastor Paul always talks about God speaking in an audible voice, and I can never hear that, but I realize that Pastor Paul is God's audible voice. When I have prayers at home, that Sunday, it's always, no matter what my troubles are, something from his sermon always touches my heart. When I felt like I couldn't be forgiven, that was his sermon that weekend. And it completely changed my life. Coming to church has made such a difference. Realizing that I don't have to rely on my own strength. I used to pray, dear God, give me the willpower, give me strength. And I had to change my prayers to, dear God, please change my desires. Help me to desire to please you. And he answered those prayers. And I think our life is a million times better because of it.
'Cause even the stars, they burn. Some even fall to the earth. We've got a lot to learn, and God knows we're worth it.
I think if we wouldn't have found Christ Church, it's very likely we wouldn't be married today. As much as we're the crazy Christ Church Financial Peace University people, without Christ Church and without having Christ in our life, I can be just about certain that we wouldn't be married today.
And because of him, we'll be celebrating 10 years this January.
Amen.
Giving you all my love, I'm still looking up.